Today, it's a very remarkable day. I'm standing here in the city of Warri. A few days ago, I made a broadcast demanding that the president will draw the agreement of the Samoa agreement. I'm glad that they have taken heed to the demand of Nigerians and will draw that agreement. Now, I want to say, Mr. President, we honor and respect your office as the president of this country. But then we demand from you today, and we as citizens of this country, we want to see the action in the next 1 week. Taking proactive position to end bad governance. You must end it. You must rise to the occasion. That we are tired as citizens of this country watching you, watching the members of your cabinet running down this country. Nigeria is blessed and has more than enough to take care of things. I have traveled by road the past 40 days. Just few days ago, I came by train from Lokoja right to Warri. And I saw the plight and the state of Nigeria. The Minister of Works is failing the call and the responsibility you have given to him. So what we are demanding in the next coming days, we want to see a proactive action, or else the 1st of August 2024, we, the citizens of Nigeria, will take the street and go on a peaceful protest demanding that the end of bad governance is enforced in Nigeria. You must, and I'm not saying you may, I say you must end bad governance in the presidency. How can we, in such a situation where we are, for you and the members of the Senate to approve over 15 billion naira for the house of the vice president, when we already have the place where the prime minister of Britain lives is a 3-bedroom house, and that down street number 10 has been there. They have their own mansions. But when you come as a servant to the people, you must serve the people. That's why the prime minister that suddenly lost his place apologized to the British people for bad governance. We are demanding the judiciary, chief judge or chief judge of Nigeria, whatever name you are called, we Nigerians are demanding from you. You must act on the judiciary. All of these conflict and counter court judgments must come to an end. The most corrupt system in Nigeria is the judiciary. We are demanding the end of it. We are demanding the end of molestation by the police on the ways and the highways. This must come to an end. Today we are demanding every governor, you are not our Lord. You are the servant of the people. It is the people that voted you into power. You must serve the people. You must bring an end to the contractors that have received more than 50% mobilization. All of you contractors, we know you. I drove from Jos to Kano to Jigawa. I drove from Jos to Lokoja. And what I saw with my eyes, I am demanding that all of you contractors that have been paid for you to walk our roads, return back to site, or else Nigerians will respond to you. Today, I am asking churches and mosques, it's time to end all evil religious services. We cannot be living in a nation where people are turning our altars and pulpits in the mosques and in the churches as a place of deception. We want to say all churches and mosques where people are turning into a commercial center, it must come to an end. It must come to an end. Nigeria must be safe. I want to admonish all members of IBBN, all of you, pastors and imams that are members of IBBN, please, on the 1st of August, if nothing is done, move to every government house and present your protest letter that enough is enough. This time around, we will not retreat until there is a change. Mr. President, we are not asking you to resign, but we are asking you to act. If you don't act, then Nigerians will demand for you to vacate that seat. But now, electoral reform must be enforced. You Akpabio, the Senate President, you better behave yourself. Enough is enough. And all of the things you've been doing in the National Assembly, we have been watching it as citizens. But from now, all of you members of the Senate and House of Representatives, you better be the representative of the people. If you don't do that, we will sack you from the National Assembly. I am saying this, that in the coming days, you must rise to occasion and bring about electoral reforms. We, Nigerians, are tired of the manipulation coming from the international community. It's time we solve our problem by ourselves. And I want to say this. That the military must rise up to occasion. You can end this banditry in 2 weeks. We have seen the communication and the statement of Zamfara governor. We've seen other governors. And we realize there are certain men that have vowed that they must not allow peace to reign in Nigeria. You know where the bandits are. You know their location. We are giving you these few days to rise to occasion. And we cannot continue to mobilize money to pay bandits in order to release our people. I recently, a few days ago, I had to raise more than 40 million for the release of a pastor that was arrested and kidnapped by the Boko Haram. But we're saying enough is enough. Enough. You can see my sweat. And I'm saying this, that by the 1st of August, all of you that are in the city of Jos, you are to mobilize yourself to gather at 7 a.m. at the old airport junction for us to take a march to the government house. And all of you across the country, members of IBBN, you must move to the House of Assembly, move to the government house and present your letter of protest. And we are demanding that Africa must get it right. Nigeria is the leader of Africa and we must do things right.
Many of us from the north are famed for cattle keeping. And when you are driving the cattle through different grazing grounds, the cattle believe that you love them so much because you protect them from the elements, because you protect them from other wild animals. But if the cattle were to know that you are the one who would end up eating them, they would treat you very differently. Invariably, they do not know. And therefore, you will continue controlling them the way you do, and you will continue eating them the way you do. But it's a totally different case when you are leading human beings. They are not like cattle. You may lead them in a particular direction. You may think that you have lulled them into a false sense of security. You may think that you have deadened their minds. But always remember that one day, if you don't do that which is good and right for your fellow men, there is a day of reckoning. There is a day of reckoning, and history has demonstrated that it can come in the twinkling of an eye. History has demonstrated that kings have been toppled. History has demonstrated that presidents have been removed. History has demonstrated that great men have been cut down. History has demonstrated that men can rise when they are misled. History has demonstrated that men are indeed capable of rising up. You know, I always read these words of the American Declaration of Independence because I love them. They apply to humanity. Before America became what it is, they had enlightened men. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are born equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable right, that among those are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And it is for these reasons that governments are instituted amongst men. And that when those governments fail to perform, it is the duty of those people to rise up and to remove such governments.